Hi everybody, it's Chris and Cassie. We are back with part 3 of our 7 Days of Christmas for SONday Chronicles, which is episode 25, entitled Evolve. So we are going to be talking... It's fine, Chris. And we are going to be talking about a couple different things with personal evolution, evolving. Is he up?
No.
Raising your vibration, looking inward while also letting go of external things. And so those are all parts of evolving. The mental, emotional, physical toll it can take, and just that's about it. So let's get started. Evolving. Go ahead, Chris.
You go.
Oh my gosh. Well, I don't even know where to start with this. I think when I first hear evolution or evolve, I think of like grade school learning about evolution, but we're talking about something completely different. We're talking about raising your vibration. Everything here on Earth, everything in this world, everything in this universe is energy. Everything's a frequency and a vibration, and there's different levels. And
would it be an evolution of consciousness?
Yes, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, that's part of raising your vibration and doing that. But evolution of consciousness, do you want to talk about that?
I want to talk about...
There's a lot of pieces to this, so it's just kind of where I think we...
Primitive.
Yeah.
The culture that we exist in currently, that power culture is a very primitive culture. Almost ape-like. You know, mm-hmm. the wars and that type of thing.
It's all trying to be superior over another human being or group of human beings.
Yeah.
That's where we're at. So when we talk about raising your consciousness, that process, I think it all starts with. Well, actually, let's start. What is your understanding of consciousness? We talked about this like on our first episode, but if we can just do a quick kind of
being aware. I think awareness of the an explorer or exploring your own consciousness by diving in. The only way out is in.
Yeah, and the only way out of... Do you mean the only way out of this chaos of
the only way out of being a man of the world, yet not in the world. I thought about something today when I was thinking about this, and I don't mean this in a mean way, but imagine not having a clue that you do not have a clue.
I had that same thought today, and was thinking how we should maybe talk about that, and we don't mean that.
Yeah, I mean, but imagine not having a clue, that you don't have a clue.
It's a lot.
And it's like, wow. You know, sometimes I think...
and I think that process is due to not only indoctrination...
Seeking outward.
But seeking outwardly and never knowing anything different, never exploring. I heard a quote in the beginning of a song today, and it was like a man speaking, and they said, insanity is caused by not using parts of your brain. And it was just, it struck me, so it made me start thinking how many people that primitive, not using every part of their brain, because you don't even know, you only do what you're taught.
Yeah, you're not taught to be yourself. You're taught
individuality is not cool.
Evolution.
Fit in with the pack, be a sheep.
Yeah, and one of the main reasons that human beings are terrified of looking inward or evolving past their comfort zone, you said that earlier, is because of the people that surround them.
Yeah, as much as going inward is letting go of the people that surround you sometimes.
Yeah, one of the most fascinating things that I've encountered in the human being observation and actual dissection, like we talked about yesterday, is that I have never, like during this process, you start to become aware of yourself, and then you start to become aware of everyone else. Seeing so many people latch on to me and say, don't, you know.
Yeah.
And
people will jump back into your life out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It's strange.
And it makes
in a
people
weird way, you know,
very,
you're headed in the right direction
Yeah.
for your personal growth.
Yeah, I mean, if it's uncomfortable and you lose a lot of people.
But I think this just made me think, you know, we're not saying go out and just, you know, dump everyone you know, don't talk to anyone. I think it's part of, in order to really understand, okay, am I evolving? Am I, that question, am I surrounded with the right people? Well, you need to be able to feel that first and feel people's energy and you can feel that. But in order to feel that, you have to first become aware that you are energy and that you can feel others' energies and vice versa.
Yeah,
so
be able to feel your own, and that comes with stillness and meditation.
Yeah, because if you're not still, and I think if your mind's going a million miles a minute, you don't even stop to feel.
Silence the mind, the body will slow down, and you can actually feel yourself. And when you do your chakra studies and stuff like that, but evolution of consciousness, or it's a scary thing because you end up alone, but not alone because you're connected with the all.
I think Christ, or Jesus says that a lot, and throughout the Gnostic texts and things like that about solitude and being alone. And start looking into that, and it's been around forever, knowing our purpose here is not only to help the all, it's to evolve and expand your consciousness in order to do the best good, I think.
And the coolest part about it is that you could go to the most remote part of the world and work on yourself, and that's it, and that's perfect. Just go, and as you evolve, your specific vibration raises the collective consciousness. And
I think what I observed personally is as you explore yourself and your consciousness and begin this process of evolving out of your comfort zone, you start looking like, oh, okay, the real work, the real job I have is not this 9 to 5. It's self-work. It's evolving and growing and exploring your going inward. And that really is, you're like, okay, that's life's work. It's not this 9 to 5 job. That's just something we do right now.
Well, you got it,
because you got to. But I think I started to realize, hey, like, this is life work, is learning and growing truly.
I've always said, if you catch your purpose and you have your 9 to 5 job, do not quit it. Yeah. And
money is a tool that we use to grow.
But you'll be given everything that you need to perform that task. Just follow what happens, and everybody's path is different. I think the main thing that I would want someone to get from this is when you make that conscious decision to go in and starting,
start to face your
evaluating,
pain.
Dissect what's bothering you to go further and further in, you're going to hit your default. I like to say, that's our default is joy.
Sweetness.
Yeah, sweet, and that whole thing. You're going to lose a lot of people, and I think that's a big issue with the world.
People are terrified to be alone.
Yeah, and
you may not even think you are. I know that's what I experienced, but oh man.
Yeah.
But then you gotta be.
Well, I mean,
I feel like
we're built for it. That's the thing. People
for sitting in silence and going inward. It's that this is where you're connected to your soul, your higher self.
I ultimately think, and this always comes back around to this, Eckhart Tolle says that, most people, he's seen mass murders awaken due to suffering. And I think with these videos, like I said yesterday, a phrase or a something said can alter someone's. That's how powerful words are. So if people are watching and they're seeking, and we say something that may jive them, they're going to ultimately make that decision on their own.
I remember my word was ego. You told me to look up ego, and that's kind of where my journey started for looking inward. What is ego?
Yeah.
And so just one word, and it snowballed, and it's led me to every step of the way, kind of thing. It's
That's pretty cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I have it in my first page of my journal. Ego, define it. Try to understand what an ego is and what self is, and all these things, and unlearning what I've been taught, but also learning so much more. And it's exciting, and it's
moving out the old energy to allow the new energy.
Because it starts to feel fulfilling. You really start to feel fulfilled, I think, because you're doing something that we're built to do.
Yeah. And it's cool to kind of figure out what you were meant to do here.
It takes away fear. We've talked about fear a lot of the episodes. I think it takes away
when you have
your purpose. You're doing what you're supposed to do.
When you're like, okay, good. You gotta clear that karmic
and because
path.
Yeah, and because you're in the moment and you've quieted your mind, there's no thoughts or any fear causing thoughts that you're thinking about, such as, oh my gosh, I'm going to die. You don't worry about that, because by going inward, you discover what they mean when they say everlasting life and all these things, and it's different for everybody, but you're going to, it's cool.
I think, another thing that was difficult when you make the decision to, all right, here we go. People are going to judge, and people are going to, mine was specifically with the religion thing. Everybody's like, oh my God, devil worshiper.
Yeah, like truly.
Yeah.
Called devil worshippers for bringing up meditation. It was a very interesting experience.
That was a very crazy experience.
But anyway.
Allow them to judge. Allow people to feel uncomfortable. Because that uncomfortableness, it's like we talked about yesterday, leaving them with that, not participating in it, their own uncomfortableness will eventually break them.
When we say break them, we kind of mean like force them to look inward. It causes that ego to crumble away. You soften.
You stop. You run out of seeking outwardly.
And when I say soften, you actually become, I think someone made a comment on this, the warrior.
Yeah.
You become that true warrior, not
the samurai.
Yeah, not the greed and the bitterness warrior. It's the
true
warrior of love.
Is the silent warrior.
Yeah. I think of this quote that you said in one of our episodes recently. The loudest, it always comes up to me. The loudest something is
the most empty wagon is the loudest.
Yeah.
It has,
I just love that, because it's not only good for, of course, self-reflection to say, okay, am I one of the always loud, like I've never... I
see loudness
as seeking outwardly.
As you can spot it anywhere. Loudness is a sign of being uncomfortable. Mm. It's the equivalent, I think, of the alpha male, that toughness, that suit that you have to put on, evolving. Eventually, the loneliness or I think that part of it goes away, because your soul family will come in.
And you start seeing, because some stay. We're not saying... Yeah. In our experience, some stuck around.
Not everybody.
And I think in everyone's experience, there's a few. But it's that saying that we always say, in the end, or in the... Not even the end, but you're going to have like a handful of people that you can count on, like one hand. This is your soul family.
And it's true. It's sincerity. It's
and
genuine. Real is rare, and
because you have removed blockages and looked inward and things like that, you're able to feel that genuineness versus just kind of
and then
thinking about it.
What happens is that those specific people stay and grow as well. You know, there might be some confusion at first, but eventually it. Did you see the UFO?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody go check out the.
It's probably all over. If it was on CNN, I'm sure it's.
Young Turks. That's another great. You can find them right here on Facebook. Navy UFO or Navy
Full
fighter
disclosure.
pilot. Yeah. So everybody go check that out. As our consciousness starts to raise, we're gonna have these.
There's gonna be more sightings. And things like
these higher
density
beings who have actually probably been helping as best as they can evolve, help planet Earth evolve. But go check that out. Navy pilot UFO. They just released it, but actually I think happened in 2004.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
But a lot of that stuff's going to start coming out. You know what I realized today? What we do, we raise awareness for awareness.
That's badass. Because awareness is, we said this in the beginning, awareness is where this all starts.
Yeah, it's where it all ends.
It starts and ends with awareness, self-awareness.
Thus it begins and ends in mystery. Yep. What book is that?
The Law of One.
Thus it begins and ends in mystery. And
that really stuck with me because it's true. There's just some things you're never going to be able to answer, and it's meant to be that way.
Yeah.
But I love it. I mean, do you have anything else to talk about?
As long as we covered the fear aspect of you know, you're going to have to
move out of your comfort zone.
Evaluate your squad, and you know, those that are trying to prevent you from detaching.
Especially
are the ones that are going to have to be let go. And you'll know who it is. But that was a big one. And then I think you know, it's all about, no one's going to make anyone do it. You have to physically put all of your energy towards it. First of all, you got to silence your fucking mind, because all you're going to be doing is continuing to manifest your fears until that one day you're like, okay, how do I silence my mind? Oh, okay, you know, and start studying. Because you
can do it.
Everyone has
we all have the ability to expand. We all have the ability to expand our consciousness and grow and silence our mind. Those millions of thoughts you have throughout the day,
50 to 70,000. Yeah,
they just. And we talk about this a lot, but I think it's so important, that feeling of peace that's obtained when you silence your mind, and it leads to personal growth and spiritual growth.
We're going to do a meditation talk soon.
Yeah,
I did one with my buddy Juan, and I want to redo one with you. Yeah. Like we'll talk about the chakras, and I'll get real specific on everything.
I think that'd be great for.
And then
coming up episode.
We'll go from there. But other than that, I'm done.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thanks for watching, as always.
Bye.